There are some really bad companies that have existed. Standard Oil, Enron. I would like to add to that list HughesNet. I have had the misfortune of using HughesNet for the last 4 years or so. And how would I liken that experience? Maybe like having a rock in your shoe, maybe like being locked in a room with a rabid chimpanzee, maybe like a really debilitating toothache. That has been my experience with this company. I'm very happy to report that I have shed them. It's kind of like having a big tumor to fall off the side of your face and being free of it, being free of Hughes.net. And this, of course, is always my opinion. So, what now? Of course, to run a YouTube channel, you need to have internet, you need to have fast internet. So what do? Well, fortunately, our cell carrier, AT&T, must have put up a cell tower someplace nearby because we're actually getting a pretty good signal. Not great, but actually faster and way more reliable than what we have had to experience with this hateful thing. It could be better, though. So I have been on the forums and at some different trade shows, and the name of a company keeps coming up that builds cell phone boosters called Wilson Electronics. This is not a paid endorsement. I have purchased this myself from Amazon, and today we are going to see if it works.
Heart Racer, Mrs. W is not going to be very happy with you.
So what is a cell phone booster? Well, it's basically just what it sounds like. It comes with a couple antennas. One antenna goes up on the roof, and it picks up the current cell signals that are out there better than your cell phone can. Comes down to this unit here, which you see on the front, with another small antenna that broadcasts and boosts the cell signal. So you can pick it up with all over your house. There are units that you can go and put in your car, small ones. There are desktop units, which is essentially what we have here. I usually work in one area, so we don't need to have it in the whole house. They're a whole house system. So this right here is the broadcast unit, or the power supply here. So I've got it all hooked up kind of temporarily. I've got the antenna on the roof. I'm not going to bore you with all of the tedious goings on, but I'll show you kind of what I've got, and then we'll go plug it in, and we'll do a test and see how it actually works. So there's the outside antenna. You can see I've got it mounted temporarily there on a mast. That white cable is just standard coax cable, and we'll run that down through a window and see if it does indeed boost the signal. So it comes with two 20-foot sections of cable and a barrel, so you can hook them together. So that's a pretty good range I think for most people that would probably suffice. I'm just going to use the one. Okay, so here's the unit. So first thing, Mrs. W and we already set up the antenna. That's a whole different process. It was quite simple, pointing it in the right direction with the best signal. So that all being done, we'll plug it in here with our coax cable. It looks like we've got 3 lights that should come on here. So let me plug in the power supply. Okay, so we've got 3 green lights. That's good, but we want 4. So I said to turn this thing until it turns green. There we go. That's simple enough. So all green. Green means go. So here is the desktop antenna. This is the portion that is sending the signal out, and it's connected directly to this little guy. Oops, we got a red light on there. Let's turn that. Okay, looks like we're good. All right, so let's see a before signal boost and after. See if there's any difference. All right, so I've got Mrs. W's iPhone here. It is set up as a personal hotspot. I've got 2 bars of AT&T 4G. And we're connected with my MacBook here. Let's do a quick speed test and see what our download speed is. Now this is without the Wilson booster on. So this would be just using our native cell phone coverage. All right, so we are, ooh, it's fast today. Not typically that fast. It's usually, wow, it's really fast. Go AT&T. It's usually 1 meg, but we're up to 5 today. Okay, that's great. So what's the down, or what's the, yeah, the up speed? So the up speed is going to be, very good, 1 meg. Okay, so let's turn the booster on and see what happens to our cell signal. Okay, so you can see there I've got 2 bars. I'm going to plug in the Wilson. It's sitting right in front of the antenna. Okay, now we are up to 4 bars. So it doubled it. It went from 2 to 4 with the antenna on. All right, we'll test again. Still holding at 4 bars. And the speed's about the same. So we'll look at, we're just, basically the same thing. So something really interesting happened. Immediately within turning on the booster, I felt a metallic, like there was electricity going through the fillings in my teeth. I feel a tightening of my chest, almost like a heart palpitation, and my throat closing up. I thought, wow, this is very, very strange. I can just feel it. As soon as I turn it on, I feel this really uncomfortable tightening in my chest and that terrible metallic taste. It's noticeable. I don't know if it's just me or not. Let's see what Mrs. Wranglerstar's experience is.
You have your tall boots on.
I do have my tall boots on. Here, I'll just.
We should swatch sides.
I need a little thigh workout. I'll just do a little wall sitting. How's that?
Let's press the pig.
Okay. So I was in the previous clip. I was just talking about my how awful I felt when I turned that thing on. When I was setting up the antenna, you had a similar experience. What was it like when it came on?
Well, I don't know if you've ever been under the big electrical wires and you kind of feel it in your whole body. I had that, but it was exemplified or much greater in magnitude.
Amplified.
Yeah, amplified.
Yeah. And the teeth, you feel it in your teeth?
I felt it in my jawbone or my cheekbones, especially, and through my heart, and it was just awful.
I can still feel it.
When
just
I was
terrible.
pregnant, Cody electrocuted me. Right?
Well, if you stick your finger in the electrical socket, then you get electrocuted.
Yes, and so I felt that in my heart when I was pregnant with Jack, like through my arm and back out again, and it had that same feeling.
Oh, it's just awful. I feel right now. I almost feel sick.
Yeah.
And it was on for 4 minutes.
Probably.
Terrible feeling. So I don't know. I can't have that. So that's the Wilson booster is not going to be an option for us. Interesting thing about it is we went online and looked at, I've been reading a little bit about this, but there are people that are becoming, they can't tolerate these electric signals from cell phones and stuff. There's even a community, is it down in Arizona?
Yeah, or New Mexico.
New Mexico, someplace where they have a cell phone free. So like no microwaves or any way, like cell phones or portable phones, they can't stand it.
Yeah.
I read an article in Popular Science, I think, of a guy that gets so sick that he passes out, loses consciousness, and if
and he's
someone
been working in a cell phone industry, and
Right.
they actually built him a special house or something because I think they felt responsible.
Yeah, so we were also starting to find out that quite a few countries are starting to say, having these routers in your house, broadcasting all the time, may not be healthy.
Yeah, and banning it from nurseries and preschools. It's
Yeah.
really, I mean, I think once you feel it in your body, you're like, oh, these
Really
people aren't
really
odd.
awful. The strange thing about this is that the reports, the Amazon reports and feedback on this particular product from this company are nothing but really good. Like 4.6, 4.7 star rating, and no one claims to be having this issue. But I mean, it's not only with you and me, but also with Jack. We all felt it immediately, and we're like, get this thing out of our house. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. So I don't know. I don't know if it was defective or what it is. I'll send it back, and maybe we'll try another one. I'm reluctant to even turn another one on in the house. It's just such a creepy, eerie feeling. But I'm sorry, it's a fail. It's too bad because the signal worked. The signal increased. It doubled it. We have range all over the house with it on, but I can't live with that.
Yep.
No way. All right. We'll see you guys in the next video.